What is up, Tube users? I am the Stereotypical Gamer, and welcome back to another installment of fantastically fun games for under $15. Today, we are talking about one of my favorite games of all time. Not in my top 10 list, obviously, but it's probably easily in my top 15, and that is The Escapist. This game is just really fun. It's so well designed for just a small game that has a lot to offer. There's just a lot of just little things that I like about this game. Basically, the whole premise is you're a prisoner in different prisons depending on which level, which each of the level designs are fantastic. And you're just trying to escape, and there's a plethora of ways you can escape each prison, and that's what really makes it interesting. From just like going through a vent above your cell to try and escape, to just literally digging a tunnel underground and kind of doing a Shawshank Redemption escape through the tunnels kind of thing. There's just so many ways that you can escape, so many things that you can do. It just makes this small game really fun to play, and especially for the price it's at right now at $3.59. This game is an absolute steal, and it's just a really fun little game just to have, and especially at the price it's at now, it's definitely worth it. Like, I think I've sunk about 40 hours into this game, and I did buy the DLCs, but I still have yet to complete every single prison to escape in. There's a lot of stuff, and especially in the harder levels, this is the easiest level. It can get pretty difficult on trying to figure out the best way to escape without getting caught. And there's just so many things that you can do in the game. Obviously, your main goal is to try and escape, but the different activities you can do, like, obviously there's a lot of crafting involved, and in order to craft some of the higher tier things, you need to have higher intellect, which you have to do an activity. It's either reading books or going on the internet, depending on which kind of prison you're in, and you just have to keep learning, I guess. And then you also have a gym, which you can increase your stamina to help you like cut through stuff faster. You can also build your strength, which can help you knock out guards, and it's really fun. I typically like to get my strength super high, and once it's like basically maxed out, you can pretty easily take out a guard. Even though they have a weapon, you could just hit them with your bare fist and knock them out usually, which is really fun to do. And I think one of my favorite things about this game early on is the crafting. There's a lot of different items that you can craft. Most of it is like contraband and stuff that helps you escape in some ways. But in order to learn these things, you have to find I forget, like they're like crafting sheets or something like that, and you basically learn it. Obviously, you can just go online and look up like the materials you need to craft something, but I think it's really cool to just be able to find these items, and then you have your crafting list that you'll have permanently. Like right now, I've maxed out, I've found all the different items that you can craft, and so I can just look at the sheet and I don't have to go on the internet and figure out how to craft things. And I really like that. It's a nice little addition that helps you progress throughout each level. It's not just like a one-time thing, which is super cool. In like the amount of different things that you can do in this game is really fun, I think. Like just being able to put bed sheets up on your cell walls to block the vision of the guards if you're trying to tunnel your way out. Little things like that really make this game super fun to play, and just the expansiveness of each level and the plethora of different ways you can escape from each level is really, really cool. I mean, I just enjoy trying to figure out how to escape each level Like for the most part, I mean, just this first level I think is one that's really well designed, and it's probably a level that you could just beat in the first day. But I like to explore around and try and get a lay of the land and stuff, and just figure out the pathing during like free period, just to figure out how to get out of this prison as safely as possible. And I also really like the save system in this game for if you fail an escape attempt. Basically, if you are trying to escape one night and you get caught, you get taken. I don't know if you get put in solitary or something, but basically all of your contraband in your room, on your person, gets taken away. So it can be really painful to get caught with all that contraband. And so basically at the end of each day, you go to sleep and that's your save point. So you really want to have it planned out what you're going to do beforehand. And then when you're ready to escape, go through an entire day. Or, I mean, you could try and escape during the day. Most prisons are pretty hard to escape because they have guard towers with snipers that will shoot you down before you can escape. But just being able to plan out your route, then take a day to just prepare yourself for the escape is really fun. And just trying to navigate like what you're going to do, what your plan is, and then being able to execute that plan is so satisfying. And like I said, like these small things in this game are really what make it. So for the most part, there's a bunch of different jobs you can have in the prisons, and each one can get you like something unique, as it were. So like in this playthrough, I had the laundry job, which I think you'd start out with every time you played this level. But the laundry job gives you access to a guard uniform, which is really helpful for being undetected outside of your cell when it's like lockdown time. So like things like that, and the other ones have like different things. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, it gives you access to different items that will be useful to you, which is really cool, and I really like that. And I love the difficulty curve of the levels. Basically, the reason why this is easiest is because you have basically 2 walls to get through in order to escape. So it's super easy. The guards are pretty lenient about things, and it's just fairly easy. But definitely when you get to the harder levels, and I think like the final level, it may be in the DLC, I can't remember, but it's Alcatraz, and trying to escape from Alcatraz is a pain. I still have yet to get there. I like to go through, I think you unlock like, maybe they've changed it, but I think it used to be you had to play through each level to unlock it. So just going through each level and just seeing how the difficulty is upped by just certain things, you know. I mean, it's not one thing that makes them more difficult, is really cool and really fun to see. And really, I have nothing bad to say about this game. I think overall it's a pretty good game. The one thing that I am not a fan of that is kind of frustrating is how you interact with people and interact with certain items. It can be kind of clunky, especially if people are grouped up. Like if you're trying to buy something from someone selling, it can be tough to try and just, if they're in a group, to like pick out that one individual and stuff like that. But for the most part, everything works pretty well, and I love the 8-bit style graphics and everything. It's just, it feels like an old school game, like a game that came out on like the Super Nintendo or something, but the mechanics and everything, just, it feels new, which is really cool to see, and it's really fun to play. So yeah, let's go over some tips and tricks I have for this game, since this is one of the games that I have a good amount of hours in. It's kind of worth noting. Obviously, there's a tutorial at the start that gives you a basic overview of everything, so I won't go into everything off the bat, but typically what I like to do starting out is to try and get my strength up by pumping iron, and to get my intellect up to craft high tier things. So typically I think 80, I mean, you don't need your intellect maxed out. I think 80 is like the top over line stuff. Maybe there's some stuff, but can't fully remember. But I think 80 is where you want to get like the high-end stuff. Like here I'm trying to craft like the sturdy cutters in order to cut my way out, and I needed 21 more intellect, which I think would have got me to 80 total. So yeah, things like that. And then strength is really good for doing a lot of the missions that you'll get from other inmates are just knocking people out. So just being able to do that easily without any repercussions, because if you're fighting next to a guard, they're going to take you out pretty quickly. So you need to have that strength to knock people out quicker than the guards can see you. Typically, another thing I like to do, I didn't do it in this playthrough because I just wanted to, I know this map pretty well and I can easily navigate it without having to knock out guards, but each guard holds a certain key, and you can see like the colors on the locks. You can craft key molds that will unlock those doors, and each guard holds a different key. And so usually what I'll do is I'll name the guards, and if you look at the starting screen, the order of which the guards are determines their color of key that they have. So I don't remember exactly what the color key, but I mean, you can just look it up online, but that's a good way to know which guard has which key by naming them, and then just knowing what order they're in helps you know which key each guard has. And another really good tip, like you see I have the wall behind me, but if you have like a vent above your room, or if you want to just dig a tunnel like under where your desk is placed, it's a good way to store contraband, because if you get searched, they will search your desk and take any contraband that they find in there. So if you have a lot like I do here, it can be pretty tough to try and get rid of all that contraband before they search your room. So it's always good to have enough space in your inventory to hold any contraband you have, but have a place where you can stash contraband too is a really good idea. And my final tip is don't look up any guides on how to escape prisons. Just try and figure out on your own. I really feel like that is the funnest and best way to play this game. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like on the video, comment, and hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. That rhythm.